Oh, yes. Good morning. Hello. I'm Mollie in the knits. Mollie and the knits. Yay. Oh, this is random. I didn't even know we had one of these Rubik's Cubes. I have a little lad. He's 11 years old. And he really likes to help me film. He's not here today, even though it is actually school holidays here in Victoria. But his presence lives on. He was playing with that and forgot to bring it with him. Good morning. Hi. Oh, this is so nice. I just will sit for a second and tell you about, the mic's got its own character story, so let me just put it in a spot that it can shine. But it has been a week. It has been like super special, I have to tell you. And while I sit here, I really feel like I am just talking to you. And I think what I'm learning about these videos is it's much more personal and intimate than I could have imagined. So, yeah, I've got my drink. I'm drinking coffee this morning in my mud cup. Coffee from Micah, which is... And come for me, I'm ready for it. But it is the best coffee in Melbourne. And if you're around Ferntree Gully, you need to make a stop to Micah. And I never get scared of saying that because it raises the bar, your expectations are up there, but then it's so good it still delivers. So I'm drinking that. That's just beans from Micah Coffee Shop. I'm a tea girly, but God, I love good coffee as well. And I've got a tea here for when this finishes, so I don't have to get up. And the tea, thanks for asking, in my brain, that's what I imagined, is, what am I brewing? Oh, I brewed an Assam tea from Indian plantation, because Assam is a tea from India. But this one's cool because it's from the airport. It's from Delhi airport. And my partner got it for me. And this is the thing. I think if you're in China or India or Japan, even their mass-produced tea is at a higher level. And it's true of this really good Assam tea. Still, the better quality you buy, the better it tastes. But I love that little twist on expectation of tea. I had an amazing week. I went to Sunshine Coast, and the reason I did that is there was a Socially Sans warehouse opening. I'm going to get into what that is, but I just have to tell you, finding someone that is skilled, that is excited about what they're doing, that is thoughtful about teaching, it's a very hard... Is it a hard combo? I mean, I think excitement gives so much energy if you know how to rein it in and use it to both of those things, but it is very special. And I am just so new at all of this stuff of recording, of writing knitting patterns, of sharing it with you, that I kind of was lost. It actually felt like the lights were off. And all of that to say, I found out about Socially Sans. We Are Creators Academy, which they shorten for WACA, which I love saying. From a friend of mine, Chelsea, and she runs Miss Jaylee's nail salons in Melbourne, where I get my nails done. And she was like, I'm going on a growth journey, and just shared one photo 4 weeks ago, And I was like, oh, that looks amazing. Then this We Are Creators Academy had a free 2-day webinar. I was like, that's exactly the price I wanted to pay. How did you know? So I signed up, and just from, God, it makes me emotional because it's really special, and I just am so grateful for good luck and people being the best at what they do, and just also being brave and putting their stuff out there so that we can learn from it. So that's what this was, two-day free course. And then I was like, I have gained so much knowledge, so much skill, so much time. So I'm all in. I'm all in. So they had their warehouse opening, which is the first time they've had their own physical space, and they're in the Sunshine Coast. And I was like, oh, imagine if I could go. Cut to next minute, my nails are getting done, and Chelsea is like generously offering for me to stay with her, and I was like, done. Let's make this happen. Yeah, it could be called the trip of generosity. Chelsea offered me accommodation. Pranay booked and organised my flights, and like those things are huge to everyone. Also, like, they helped me with chronic fatigue focus on, you know, getting there and packing and being ready for the actual trip with chronic fatigue. And that feels really special. That feels really special. Quick interlude. I'll tell you what I'm wearing. It is nice to do that like a good 12 minutes into a video, don't you find? I actually do always like when people do that. When it's, yeah. I like both. I like when people tell me at the front. I like midway through, whatever. This is the Drip Cardigan. My first pattern. And it was like in the top 20 of debut patterns. And it stayed there for the maximum time, which is, I think they do 10 days. That's how many patterns are going through Ravelry. And Ravelry is that knitting website, if you haven't heard of it. Because I watched a YouTube video and someone said Ravelry when I first started knitting, and I'd only gotten patterns from the designers' websites or Etsy. I couldn't get into Ravelry if I tried. So this is the Drip Cardigan, and I cropped it, and I'm wearing a hat from the event, which I never really felt like I was fire, like looking sharp in hats, but like since this hat, and I've just got a hat like 2 days before this, I really like hats now. Who knew? So I'm wearing that, and I'm wearing, this is a Bells Beach t-shirt, and oh my god, Rip Curl does like the softest t-shirt fabric. I went for the first time with my friend Kirsty, and she got a really cool t-shirt. I wish I could show you, but she's not here. Yeah, so this was this year, 2026, Bells Beach. I want to go every year. We actually didn't see any surfing, and it was still amazing. They had to stop for weather, and we went down to the beach. Oh, Bells Beach is a surfing competition. Yeah, so that's what I'm wearing, and I'm real happy about it. I feel very comfortable, which is great because I'm so tired today, exhausted. This is a nice thing to do when I'm tired. All right, back to the warehouse. So that was last week. When this comes out, it would have been a week and a half ago because this comes out on Saturday and today's Tuesday. My God. I keep thinking, I can't believe I learnt so much. I felt so inspired, but it dropped in such a deep way that I also feel relaxed, ready to push, go kind of vibes. And I think that's a couple of things. The main one being that they at WACA, We Are Creators Academy, and at this warehouse space that they've just opened, create a really safe space. And so like it feels like it is you to your fullest, and that is I feel one of their focuses, to be authentic, to be you, be more you, be more you. Which is really great messaging, because like as a human, I'm a human, you are also probably a human. I got into my own head, like, what is the right thing to do? It's like, that's not why we're sharing. You know, it's sharing me, the things that I invented in my head in knitwear, the thoughts about my week, the tea that I'm drinking. Like, it is, yeah, so important to reiterate. So, yeah, it dropped in a really big way, like expansive. I was thinking about lots of things that I want to do with knitwear, sharing more of my experiences and what it looks like to grow this into a big business, because I have such a dream. You know, I have like 15 patterns written down that I really want to create, and they're evolving and changing all the time. And that's not to say that like I'll always have that creative spark, because I can tell you, when I was about to knit my first pattern, I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. So it's, you know, the creative process, which I will continue to share with you, because I love, is like the waves. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. Why was I saying all that? Because I really want this Mollie and the Knits to grow into a big, beautiful business that like inspires people to knit. And I do mean knitters that have been knitting for 50 years. I do mean people that are scared to pick up knitting needles. I do mean someone that only knits socks to kind of branch into maybe a cardigan, like whatever the want is for that person. That's what I want. And there has been, just to get real with you, a little bit of fear around it, because I have 2 chronic conditions, and it's like in my head, I was like, how successful can I get with these 2 chronic conditions? And then just when my brain was relaxed, it decided to go over function. I was also scared of like, what if it is successful and people don't understand that will always have to deal with these chronic conditions? And the answer is, it never mattered. Like, no one else can deal with your chronic condition but you. And so it's funny that I had that as a fear. And yeah, I wrote that down, but I haven't shared that yet. So we're going deeper on this YouTube channel. So that's me. That's my week. That's like the realizations I was having. And then on top of that, this beautiful human Chelsea that is such a dear friend of mine, but we have never got a chance to hang out before. Like, I had my baby, she had a baby. Like, we would only catch up around nail time. However, it is so beautiful and easy to travel with her. It really helped my chronic fatigue. It was so deep and fun. I can't believe those 2 things happened at the same time. And then, like, before I traveled, it was my birthday. And my birthday was really beautiful. I stayed at home. I had ice cream cake. And now you know my 2 favorite things on top of all the other favorite things I've shared with you, which is ice cream cake and being at home with some gorgeous humans. So that's the week, you know what I mean? I want to tell you my knitting. I will do, if you're good with it, the standard format. What am I wearing? Did it. Finished objects and works in progress and anything that I've purchased in the yarn world. And guess what? There's something for everything. Finished objects. Okay. I have one that was a green scarf that I knit on the plane to Sunshine Coast. And it was in a beautiful green cotton. So I'll add that in here. But basically I knit it for Hannah, who is Socially Sans, for her warehouse opening, because there's something so special about a handmade thing made at the time that, like, Hannah made a warehouse, I made a scarf. You know what I mean? So that was one of my finished objects. Then I've done another sample, and if you're on my YouTube channel, you are getting like secret hot takes of this particular project. But it's the mini Mutton scarf, and it's for Mutton bird. I have her tag, and I really love, as I talk about quite often, her logo. So Karen from Mutton bird. This is so fun. So it's a little neckerchief, and I've taken my hat off because there's two ways you can wear it. You can do a little actual necktie, which I find really cute with the two colors. And then the way I wear it, well, my other samples that were the evolution, is on my head like this. And I really love that. And the next thing that I am doing on this finished object is we'll add some embroidery. Really simple if you've never done embroidery, but we'll add like more Mutton bird vibes, and I really love it. The yarn, so this is a 8-ply DK, was so fun to work with. I did a different cast on, I did a different decrease than I normally do, and that was part of like, this is the third try of this pattern, which is so fun. You can do all those really little things because the project's so little, so I could re-knit. I also did it in a smaller yarn, like a 4-ply, which is one of my favorite kinds of yarns to knit in, so a 4-ply fingering. However, this is way more fun in a DK 8-ply. And I used big needles, so like this is exactly what I used, 6mm. Knit it up in an hour and a half. Like, imagine going to Bendigo and getting this little kit and being like, oh, I'm just going to put down what I'm knitting and finish this while I'm chatting to new yarny friends. Oh, it's so fun. So that's the mini Mutton scarf. That's my finished object. Yeah, and so the next thing is to figure out the duplicate stitch. I need a little coffee. So that, I was really happy with that. I was traveling the whole time. I tend to finish things fast, and that's because I need to sit and rest a lot. So, just if you're looking at this, I mean, I feel like that's amazing, but it always changes, finished objects. And I don't know why. Maybe because I've finished a lot of things. I never feel bad if I don't finish things, and it's kind of one of my superpowers, because rest is important. And I've seen in my knitting journey that sometimes I'm super into finishing things, and sometimes I'm like, I really am stuck on this one technique, like whether it's like casting off in a new way. I'm just going to leave it for a sec and I will go back to it tomorrow. Or I'll go back to it when I want to cast on something new. I love finishing something before I cast something new on. So those are finished. And then works in progress. We'll show the classics. I've got a few bags down here. So the classics is this, my hot top. I actually got to knit heaps on this last week because it's just knit stitches and whew, it is fun because when I'm designing, I then just want to do a little knit. So I think I'm going to go longer. I was actually going to do it quite cropped, and I was at my kids' assembly and I asked this knitter, I was like, if you had a knitted like yoga top, where would you want it to end? And she was like, just at her mid hip. I was like, probably that's right. And I like the idea of it covering more because it's, you can see that's lace weight on 4mm needles. So lace weight is 2-ply if you're from New Zealand or Australia. Does anywhere else use plies as the yarn measurements? Oh, if you know how other people categorize yarn across the world, I would love to know because I think it's so interesting. Coming from Australia, I started listening to knitting podcasts and they were like, DK. I was like, I don't know what DK is. What are you saying to me? And it wasn't until that moment, so that's like 4 years ago, that I realized that other people don't do it how we do it in Australia. So this is a lace weight 2-ply and it's this silk yarn and I love how it's spindled up. So I have another full one of these and I'm pretty sure I've got the tag in here. They're 50 grams, so 250 meters. That's the thing. And I have to tell you, this stitch, oof, so nice. The sleeves are going to be just so delightful because you'll just have that. It won't rub underneath your arm. So that's number one. Oh my gosh, look at the cord. Oh, apparently I sing more when I'm tired. So that's a hot top that I'm designing. I've got my beautiful bomber. I haven't knit a stitch on it. We knew, didn't we? But gosh, I love it. My sister's claimed it from this podcast, so I feel like the more that she watches this, the more she'll be like, yes, that top is mine. So yeah, should I give it to my sister? No, first I gotta wear it, don't I? I don't know. Put it in the comments. I don't really use comments that much, but put in the comments. Let's see if I should give it to her or not. She's a very good person to knit for because she loves the crap out of everything I knit. All right, so that's that. I can just feel my brothers being like, what about me? For knit objects. I've got to design things first, everyone. Hold up, siblings. So those are the whips you've seen before. Hey, this is the channel where I just tell you all of my secrets. So here's another secret. My beautiful tech editor, Gayan, sent me a thing from Lane. They're looking for textured submissions to their newsletter. Now, they're working with Sari Nordland, they're working with really big designers, but I am putting in and I am just so excited for the process. The design is going to be a circle shawl, which is kind of a bit weird, but I love that you can, again, knit on a looser gauge, which is something I enjoy because it goes fast, it feels nice, it has this flexibility that I love. And because it's circular, you can fold it in half and it becomes a semicircle shawl. And you can change your warmth. This must be, as I'm saying this must be because I live in Melbourne. I want to have adaptability, like warm, cold. So I can change my layers and my temperature depending on if I'm inside, outside, whatever. The weather changes. Ooh. So before I went to Sunshine Coast for Waka, I cast on this. Now this is a circular shawl, and it's got all these textures that I was just testing out and playing around with. This yarn is so beautiful. It's from Ching Fibre, and it's silk. And it's silk. What? I'm needing a lot of silk at the moment. I think this is so beautiful. I have a cable that I want to put in that looks like a stick figure person. Copyrighted Mollie and the Knits. So I figured out that, which like, I kept thinking to myself, why would I want to do a cable that like hasn't been done yet as like my first shawl pattern that I'm submitting in like 2 weeks to Lane magazine? But when you got a dream, you kind of got to go for it. Who else is going to knit my dreams? It's got to be me, right? So I'm just obsessed with the circle shape. So it'll be much bigger, the real one. This is a sample. But this yarn is too thin. I want to go on bigger needles, and I want it to be still loose gauge. So I had to search the internet for other silks, and I really love yak and silk together. And I was like, oh, Ching Fibre, I'll either get her silk and hold it double, or I'll get a silk yak that Ching Fibre has. And there just wasn't the color that I wanted, or if I liked the color, there wasn't enough stock, and I'd have to wait, and I want to knit the sample like yesterday. Then something amazing happened. A hand dyer in Australia, in Tasmania, which makes me so excited because I have not gotten yarn from Tasmania. Louie and Lola, I'm going to hold up their tag because it's right here. I just wound it up. They have a merino silk yak DK, which is 8-ply blend, 100-gram ball in olive. Oh. Okay, I got a blue color and an olive, and as soon as the olive came, I was like, I'm so sorry, blue. It's not that you're not a beautiful color, blue, but I only want this. And this is the beauty of small businesses. Man, they work hard for you. I emailed Louie. I just really hope I'm saying that right. And Lola. And they were like, oh, you want to change the yarns over? We will work harder for the sale we've already made, and you send it back to us, and we'll send you the color you want. So I wrapped up the 2 blue skeins, and I sent them yesterday, and they'll send me more green so I can cast on. And there's going to be 2 more balls in the mail. Oh my god. Like, I just know how much work that is, and I just really appreciate it because I really wanted it in olive, and it means this designing like the yarn sorted, and that's such a big part of it. So that was my acquisition as well. My acquisition and all of my whips. There's one more whip I need to cast on because it's a test knit, and I want to show you it because she's amazing. It's Parker Knits. Can I just show you the photo, I wonder? Let me see if there's a photo on the end. Oh, yay! Okay, perfect. So this is called the Very Squarey Tank Test. And this design, like the straps, I think are gorgeous. Color work, like very into squares. Love that you can use your scraps because you're doing like, yeah, different squares. So let me show you the colors that I want to do for it. I want the main color to be this. This is dyed by hand. She is in Victoria. And let me tell you, this is baby alpaca, silk and linen. It is so smooth and soft. So that's going to be the main color, and then the squares are going to be this, and this. Isn't that cool? So, I mean, is that enough? We'll see. I've got other oranges, so I can always sub it in. Oh, I'm just obsessed. Like, even, like, look at that. I really hope I'm getting that in frame. But so that's a cast on after I finish. I won't be long on my own design, and I can kind of do them in tandem. And then Bendigo's coming up. I love my life. Oh my gosh. Just like, yeah. Getting to tell you right here, right now, really makes me realize how many different things I'm doing that spark joy. And fudge, I am so dead tired. My joints are hurting today. I've got a flare in my knee joint. I've got a flare in my fingers. And like, that means pain. But let me tell you something. If you're someone on the start of your chronic pain or chronic fatigue or rheumatoid arthritis, those are the ones I've got experience in. And let me tell you, you can have pain and manage it in such a way that you are gentle and still get to do expansive things, like go to Sunshine Coast, like be with a new friend, Chelsea, for an entire week, and still have reserves. And that is, maybe that's more special to me than when I was without chronic conditions. But that goes for if you've got a flu or if you're pregnant. Like, these are things that you are going to have in your life. Like, when none of us come out of life without any pain or sickness. So just know you can slowly, gently do amazing things. That is what I'm feeling right now. I want to tell you a couple more things, and then I'm gonna peace out, maybe look at some of my knitting books. I just have got such a beautiful collection of knitting books. Side note, I never thought I would buy a single knitting book. I was like, that is silly because I won't knit everything in it, which is accurate and true. But God, the photos, like, it's like having a collection of ideas that have a through line, like they're like an album of music for knitwear. You look at them and appreciate them in different ways. And then randomly, like, I might have had a book for a year, I'll knit something from it, and that feeling is really fun. So I'm going to do that after this. But the two things I want to tell you is this cowl scarf pattern that I wrote as a love letter to the people that test knit my first cardigan, is out on Ravelry. And I'd love to know what you think, because it is a faster knit. And if this is a bit scary or daunting to knit a cardigan, this might be for you. I wore the smaller one of this all the time in when I was cold in Queensland, which wasn't very often. And then this test knit it's like literally gone out as I'm recording today on Instagram. If you want to test this, there's a link to Instagram in the notes, the show notes here, and that's in my bio. So it's like click, go. Now, I will tell you, this is going to be a very gentle, caring test knit. No harsh rules. You just, if you think you can knit it, I want you. Now, if you've never knit a sock, that's still you. If you are in an overseas location and you've never knit before, this could be you if you want it. If you don't want it, it's not for you. But it's going to be a 4-week test knit. And I can knit a sock in a day. So I think that will give you so much time to learn and put it down and rest and then come back to it, and still complete a pair of socks. So I will hold your hand in this test knit. I'll have video resources. I will have a cast on party. So join me. Do it today, because I feel like the cast on party is going to be soon after this video releases. But I would love that. And the more I think about my own experiences in test knits, the more like warm, welcoming, friendly I want them to be, because it's such an honor to have people knit for you. And I know, as someone who test knit for designers, I just wanted to know more of what they were thinking and tell them more of what I was thinking. So yeah, if you're not a confident sock knitter but you really want to knit socks, this will be the test knit for you. If you're someone who's really experienced in socks, hey, I'd love your 2 cents. If you want to knit socks, it's going to come in a baby size, a toddler size, and then 4 sizes for adults. So there'll be a size for you. So I'm really happy I'm doing that. It was on my mind every time I talk to someone about knitting. They're like, oh no, I couldn't knit. My grandma taught me, and it feels like that. That's how I felt. And you just need a little hand-holding at the beginning. Like I say, if you don't want to knit, that's good too. Hey. But if you do, and you just are like, how do I start? Sign up for this test knit. I will learn with you and help you knit a pair of socks. And in the meantime, you can tell me how my pattern reads, and that would be so useful to me. I didn't even get to my second tea. That's how much I was yappering. And what a joy. This is so great. That's it. Gosh, I love showing up for these videos. I love recording them. This one will be like 8 weeks. 8 weeks every week, showing up and getting to tell you about my knitting. Thank you for watching. It makes it a community. Like, I'm already having fun recording them, but you watching them is like closing the loop on that. And yeah, I'm Mollie in the Knits. I'm a brand new knitwear designer, and I've had a wonderful week. I hope you have, and I will see you next week. Okay, bye.